again. I'm your host, Miss Quinn, and we are here on the Q-Tip, where we are always keeping you in the know. Today we have a great show for you. We have two wonderful guests. And our first guest is Mr. Joe Saxby. Mr. Saxby is with Labs to Go. And I'm going to give him an opportunity to tell us exactly what Labs to Go is. Mr. Saxby, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure being with you. Lab Test to Go
Thank you.
is actually the name of the company. The, we started about 3-4 years ago, and we started in Conyers area on the east side of Atlanta, and now we're more like a mobile business. So Lab Test to Go, about 4 years old.
Okay. So let me ask you, you said we started in Conyers. How did you become affiliated with Lab Tests to Go?
Well, I have a partner, Dr. Frank Robinson. He and I had a vision where we could come up with a concept called Lab Test to Go, where we could fill a need in the community. And Martin Luther King Jr. said, if you build a better mousetrap, people will make a beating path to your door. And so that was our idea, the Lab Test to Go, where people could come in and get the service that we provided without a doctor's order.
Okay. So you said they can come get the services. What type of services do you all offer?
Well, we have three main pillars. First we have the drug testing part of our business. We have the DNA part of our business. And then we have the blood draw. So those are the three pillars of our business. So anybody can walk into our facility, but right now our business model is more geared toward mobile. And so we provide those services, and anyone can walk in that door or call our number, and actually we'll come to them. We do have a physical location on the south side of Atlanta, and so they will come to them, or they can come to us and avail themselves of these services. And that's DNA services, the drug testing, and the blood draws.
Okay. I was on your website, and I saw a few things that kind of stood out to me. And I wanted to ask you to explain to us what the difference between DNA banking and DNA profiling is, and how those two things could be beneficial to somebody.
Okay. In the DNA arena, you have such a wide range of things you could do with DNA. DNA profiling is mainly used in criminal cases, when they're trying to solve a crime. Because everybody, your DNA is as unique as your fingerprints. And so DNA can be used to solve a lot of crimes. It can be used to determine paternity if someone's trying to find who the father of the child is. It can be done for a lot of things, and DNA can be stored. That's where the DNA banking comes into. It's just like if you put money into a bank and they put it into the vault, you can take the DNA samples and you can put it into a DNA bank, and you can retrieve it at a later date.
Interesting. So I could put some of my DNA in a vault and later on have somebody create another me? Is that what you're telling me?
Maybe not exactly like you.
That would be awesome.
But DNA. I mean, for crime have been solved. Centuries old crime have been solved through DNA.
Absolutely.
And that's where they get it from. So DNA is a valuable service. You're not only in criminal service, because you can get DNA from body tissue, from blood draws, skin tissue. So you can get DNAs, and it lasts. I mean, forever, literally.
Okay. So what's the difference between DNA testing and paternity testing?
Well, they're the same thing. See, paternity, which is what we do the most of, and paternity testing is when someone wants to know who the father of the child is. And that can be done through a swab in the mouth,
Okay.
or that could be done through blood draw, but mainly it's done through a swab. And all we need is the father and the child. And if we have either one of both of them, we can do a DNA test just by swabbing the father and the child, and we'll be able to tell if the father is actually the father of that child, biological father.
Wow. So let me ask you this. I've heard people say that they can use something from deceased relatives to determine paternity or something like that. Is that true?
Yeah, that's possible as well. Actually, we've actually done that. You know, there was a case where a young lady, her husband passed away, and his DNA was at the GBI. The blood sample of his DNA, his blood sample was there. That's what I meant to say. And we just contacted. There's a procedure you have to go through. You have to contact the GBI and get that blood sample. Although he's been deceased, we still have access to the blood sample, and all we have to do is swab the child and take that blood sample and merge the two, and we can determine if he was the actual biological father.
Wow. That's interesting. That's interesting. So you must be pretty smart.
No, no, it's called technology.
Okay, okay. Now, also on your website, you mentioned something, and I had to write it down because I didn't want to mess this up. It was something called twin zygosity. Did I say that correctly?
You said it correctly.
All right. Now, that's a word I've never heard of before. So tell us what that is now in layman's terms.
Okay. Well, most people have not heard that term before, but it's a term they use. It's a DNA term where you're trying to determine if the child that was born are they identical twins, or are they fraternal twins? And so that test will determine that, because that's what you want to know. You want to know, are these two kids, are they actually, are they fraternal or identical twin? And that procedure will let you know about that.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Now you've mentioned a lot of different things that you all do. How expensive are some of these services that you offer?
I'm glad you asked that, because we are actually a discount facility, and so people can come to us, and the prices that we offer, because we've negotiated these prices with the lab that we are affiliated with. And so if you came directly to us for the services, for example, the blood draw that we do, because we do blood draws for anything, you can name it, and we do blood draw for it. And so, from CBC to CMP, the thyroid test, tests for diabetes, blood tests. I mean, people come to us for all kind of tests that require us to draw blood. But they come to our facility because we are a discount facility. The prices they get with us is literally hundreds of dollars less than if they went directly to a lab.
Okay. So if someone needed your services and say they're on a fixed income, do you all offer any type of payment plans?
Well, because we are small,
Okay.
we have flexibility, right? And when you talk about a payment plan, if the test we did for someone, if the test is $50, there's no payment plan. Okay.
Right.
But something getting to the hundreds of dollars, then because we're so flexible, and we don't have to go through all the red tape that the big companies would have to do, then we can adjust things, in the middle of the stream.
Okay.
And so, yes, to answer your question, yeah, we have the ability to do that. But each case, we look at each case, on its own merit.
Right. And all of the services are confidential. The information is kept private and things like that.
Yeah, and that's a question we get all the time when people come into our facility or when we go to them. They say, will this be confidential? Everything that's done at our facility is confidential. Like I said earlier, you can come to us. You don't need a doctor's orders. Because if you went to one of the hospitals in this area and you walked in there and you said, I need to get a drug test or a blood draw, they're going to turn you around and tell you to go back out the door because you need a doctor's orders for that. But you come to our facilities, we're a private entity. We don't require you to have a doctor's orders, so we can do any blood test you want to. We can do a DNA test, a drug test, and it's private, and nobody would know about it.
Okay. Why do you think it's important to have services like yours? Why do you think it's in such high demand right now?
Well, like everything else, uh, the cost is going up. One of the most expensive things out there is health care. You know, because
That's
you
true.
know, there's no money. There's no money in wellness. The money is in sickness. And so, what we try to do is fill that void, like I said earlier. And so, because our prices are so disruptive, um, we make it convenient for the client because there are people that are homebound. There are people that can't get around because they're immobile for whatever reason. There are people that don't have transportation, and so we have the ability to come to them. That's why our business model is now almost 100% mobile because we want to make it convenient for the client and the customer, and so what we're trying to provide is a customer experience. So when they leave us, that's what they'll have. They'll say, wow, I had a customer experience at Lab Test to Go.
All right. So you talked about convenience and the discounted prices, and you mentioned that you guys just don't cater to businesses only, that individuals can utilize your services as well, right?
Absolutely.
So what are some other benefits outside of convenience that businesses can gain from utilizing your company?
Well, when we deal with businesses, what they're looking at is their bottom line, profitability. Because see, if you have to send employees to a drug testing company, for example, to get drug tested, when they go to most drug testing companies, they're there for hours and just waiting. So when you calculate that into time loss, money loss for the company, productivity loss, so when we can come directly to that business and we do the drug testing on site, it saves them time, money, and productivity. And so that's what's appealing to the business client. And a lot of these companies now, not only are they doing pre-employment drug testing, but now they're doing random drug testing.
That's true.
And so now we have the ability to set up random drug testing because that's an advantage for a lot of businesses because if you have a drug-free workplace, now you get a deduction on your workers' comp insurance from the state. And so we provide that for businesses. So those are the reasons why businesses would use our services because we can come to them and we set up on their site and do that drug testing for them. Oh, that's a plus for businesses.
Okay. So you mentioned the individuals that you serve, the businesses. Are some of your services sometimes court ordered?
Absolutely, yeah. We deal with the court system. We deal with the probation services, because once you set up a reputation, then the court system and the probation offices across the county, they'll send clients to us, because especially the probation office. The court system mainly is the DNA testing, because when you get into the DNA, you have two kinds of DNAs. You have when people say, "Well, I want a DNA test," the first question I ask them, I said, "Well, we have two kinds. We have legal and non-legal," and so I explain what that means, because if you just want to know, is this person the father of the child? That's called a non-legal DNA. But if you think this situation may end up in court, child support, child custody, immigration, something like that, then you need to get a legal DNA or Social Security or if the court ordered it. Those are all legal DNA. And once you do a legal DNA, that means that you have to have what we call a chain of custody. That's what makes it a legal DNA. And so, yeah, we deal with the courts, the probation office, across the spectrum.
Okay. So I know that all the results that you get don't come back in a person's favor all the time. So how do you handle making those calls to your clients when their test results are abnormal or positive for something?
Okay. Well, now it depends on what the test was. Now, if it's a blood test, we do a blood test. We don't evaluate or analyze any blood test. We do the test and we give the client the result. Now we can refer them to a physician, so, and if something come back abnormal, we have Dr. Robinson is our medical director. He reviews all of that, everything that comes back normal, he reviews that first. You know, and then if it's a DNA test, now you get a little more complicated because should I say delicate, because now you have people waiting on the results that could change the course of someone's life. And so we don't give results over the telephone. We don't fax results of these DNA tests. They'll come in and get it, but we will email it to their email account if they give us an email account. So we keep it all private and confidential because it could get pretty dramatic.
I'm sure. So what's the average turnaround time for results to be given?
Okay. Again, it depends on the test. Most of our blood tests that we do, we get the results back in 24 to 48 hours, right? If we do a DNA test, we do a test today, we send it to our lab overnight, and we'll have the results back in 48 hours after the lab received the results. On our drug tests, most of our drug tests, we have the results back in 5 minutes because we do the drug test on the spot. If we send a drug test to the lab because something comes up positive on the spot when we do the quick drug test, that takes 24 to 48 hours. But most of the drug tests that we do, the results are almost instantaneous.
Okay. You've mentioned a lot of things that you guys offer at Lab Tests to Go. Tell me one thing that you think that makes you different or better than some of your competitors.
Well, let's review a few things. I may have already said it, but let's review a few of those things. We're flexible. So when a client needs something done immediately that would not ordinarily be done, we have the flexibility to work with that client. Our prices, are revolutionary and disruptive. So we know that we'll give the client the best price possible, right? Our convenience, because when you think about we can come to your house and do a drug test in the privacy of your home or in the privacy of your office. I mean, that's called the slight edge. We can come to your house to do a DNA test. Because some of these things are very private, and people, and you understand, people don't want their business, all over town. And so if we can come to the privacy of their home to do even the drug test, because we're almost 100% mobile, when we go out, we go do drug tests, DNA tests, and blood draw in the client's home or in their office. And there's some people that want to come to our location. We do have one on the south side. But for the most part, most people love the convenience of us coming to them.
All right. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back in a few moments with Mr. Saxby and Lab Tests to Go. Stay tuned. When I come back from this...
On the Q-Tip with Miss Quinn, where she'll be keeping you in the know. Tune in every Thursday at 5 p.m. Watch us on waen-tv.com or Facebook Live /Studio 21 Media. To be a guest on the show, a member of the live studio audience, promote your product or services, contact Quintasha at 404-454-9347. On the Q-Tip with Miss Quinn, where she'll be keeping you in the know. Tune in every Thursday at 5 p.m. Watch us on waen-tv.com or Facebook Live /Studio 21 Media. To be a guest on the show, a member of the live studio audience, Promote your product or services, contact Quintasha at 404-454-9347.
Thank you for staying tuned. We're back with Mr. Joe Saxby with Lab Tests to Go. Going to ask him a few more questions because he's given us some really good information. I think I'm going to take him up on one of these tests. I just told our studio audience here that I think Oprah is my real mom. So I think I need to get with Oprah so we can have a test done. So Oprah, I'm going to be calling you soon. All right? Mr. Saxby, you seem really knowledgeable about all of this information. Is this something you've always been doing, or how did you get into this line of work?
Oh, life can throw you a curve all the time. Actually, my background is actually real estate.
Okay.
You know, I used to own a real estate company in the Atlanta area for about 12, 13 years. And my partner, Dr. Robinson, you know, he and I did some real estate transactions together. That's how we got to know each other. And then over the years, you know, we became good friends. And he was talking to me one day about the idea of having this kind of business, Lab Tests to Go, where anybody can come in and avail themselves of our services. And so, you know, we talked about it, and then it was a vision, and then the vision became a reality, and here we are today. That's how we got into it.
You mentioned Dr. Robinson. I'm very familiar with him. He's been a guest here on the show to promote his book, My Dominican Experience. And he's a good guy. I like Dr. Robinson. Now let me ask you, Lab Tests to Go, how many different locations do you have? Or are you just in Georgia?
Yeah, we're just in Georgia, physically speaking. But if we had to do, for example, a DNA test,
Okay.
you know, we could do a DNA test nationwide
Okay.
because we're affiliated with a company that has location in every city, every major city, I should say. So if someone in Atlanta wanted to have a DNA test done and the child was here, but the father was in New York, we could still make that happen. Okay. We could have the father tested in whatever city he was in, and that sample would go to our lab, and then we would test the child here, and the two samples would meet, and the test would be done.
Okay. All right. So I know you do go to people because it's Lab Tests to Go. However, if somebody wanted to just come into your office, where are you all located? Or where could they go?
Yeah, we're on the south side in Stockbridge. You know, actually our physical address is 147 North Park Trail in Stockbridge, right across the street from Piedmont Hospital. And yeah, there are some clients that would prefer to come to our physical location. You know, although the mobile part of our business is the most popular, there are just some people that just want to come to an office. And so that's our office location in Stockbridge.
So should we be expecting any new developments with Lab Tests to Go in the future? Anything new? Any expansions?
Stay tuned. Stay tuned. Because as we're growing, and I'm sure after this session and the information we've dispensed today, we'll grow even more. And you know, that's our goal. You know, we try to put people before profit in our business because there are a lot of people that need the service that we provide but just can't afford it in other places. And so when they see what our prices are, you know, because some of the things that we offer, service that we offer, someone could come to us and get those services for like $100. They'd pay $500-$600 if they went directly to the lab. So when you understand the dynamics that's going on here and what we are offering to the community, you know, we believe that we're in the right place at the right time, and that we're doing the right thing for the community that we're in. And so, yeah, we expect great things, and we believe, because you always get what you expect.
All right. Well, let me just ask this, and this is from my own personal situation. I have custody of my niece, who is 11, and we are unsure of who her father is. My sister is deceased. How much would it cost for me to have, I guess, a paternity test done on the gentleman that thinks he's the father? How much would something like that cost me?
Well, like I said earlier, if you just want to know, you said, I just want to know that this person is the father, that test is $395.
Okay.
And again, if you search around the internet and search the cost of DNA tests, you'll understand how reasonable that is. But if you're thinking that, I want to make sure that this turns into a legal DNA.
Okay.
And then you're talking about $450.
Okay.
For legal DNA. And I already told you how long it would take you to get it back.
Right.
But the test can be done. And it's, like I said, it's a swab. Because a lot of people think that it's a blood test. I mean, of course, you can do a DNA with a blood test, but it's not necessary.
Okay. Well, that's good to know. All right, young man. I'm coming. All right. Well, Mr. Saxby, I want to thank you so much for joining us today. You've given us a wealth of information. I think I'm definitely going to look into taking you up on this thing for my niece, because she wants to know who her father is, and I think it's important that she knows that. So thank you so much for joining us today. I've enjoyed having you here. It's good to see you again.
Well, thank you.
I
for
hope
having
you're going to
me.
stick around for the next half of the show.
Oh, yeah, I want to hear the next guest for sure.
All right. Well, we're going to take another quick break, and we'll be back with our next guest. Don't turn the dial.
On the Q-Tip with Miss Quinn, where she'll be keeping you in the know. Tune in every Thursday at 5 p.m. Watch us on waen-tv.com or Facebook Live /Studio 21 Media. To be a guest on the show, a member of the live studio audience, promote your product or services, contact Quintasha at 404-454-9347. On the Q-Tip with Miss Quinn, where she'll be keeping you in the know. Tune in every Thursday at 5 p.m. Watch us on waen-tv.com or Facebook Live /Studio 21 Media. To be a guest on the show, a member of the live studio audience, promote your product or services, contact Quintasha at 404-454-9347.
We are back. And you know what? I'm going to tell y'all, I'm so excited about this next guest. I really, really am. I'm just saying. Everywhere I go, people are saying, where you get that dress? Where you get that shirt? Where you get those pants? Where you get that outfit from? And I have to tell y'all, the man is here today, okay? The man representing the woman, okay? Mr. Michael Sanders is here with me this evening, and Mr. Sanders is the district manager for Ashley Stewart. Yes, he is. Yes, he is. Yeah, that's my store. Y'all see what I'm saying? Y'all see this? Ashley, baby. All day, every day, 24/7. Yes. Mr. Sanders, I'm glad to finally meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Put
as
a
well.
face with the name. I've been talking to him on the phone. I've been emailing him. Today is my first day meeting him. And I'm glad to have you here.
Thank you for having me.
All right. So, Mr. Sanders, let's get to it.
Okay.
Tell us a little bit about you and your background.
Well, I'm a district manager for Ashley Stewart, covering the Southeast, that consists of stores in North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia, and Alabama.
That's it?
Well, I have 12 stores, so I get to see all of them on a monthly basis.
Okay.
Spend time with the managers, developing them, and having fun with my customers and growing a business.
All right. So tell us exactly, for those that may not know, but I mean, if you don't know, I don't know what rock you've been up under. But what kind of store is Ashley Stewart?
We are a retail brand that's a store that everyone can come to find fashion, find casual clothes, to find a professional outfit to wear. It's a place to come and hang out with your girlfriends, with your mother, with your sister after church. We have accessories to match all the outfits that we sell as well.
Yes, they do have the accessories. Yes, they do, I tell you. Yes, they do. I was on your website.
Okay.
Because I be on everybody's websites, I tell you. And I was surprised to find that Ashley Stewart has only been around a little over 20 years. I don't know why I thought it had been around a lot longer than that. But I'm glad. I'm glad. Now, let me ask you, as the district manager, what exactly, what are some other things that sort of go along with that title, with you holding that title?
Well, I don't look at it as a title. I look
Okay.
at it as a leader. That's what I call myself. And when I visit stores, I look to develop managers, to be entrepreneurs in their store, to create an environment for customers, and to develop their people, and to give back and just give some opportunity for an associate to grow, to maybe find retail as a career, and just to create an excitement opportunity for customers like you when you come in the store, because I've been told you have fun when you're in the store.
I do. I'm loud when I go in there. And I know the employees by name. Hey, Tanya. Hey, Marilyn. Because I know they're watching. I know them by name. I love my local Ashley Stewart store. I'm always telling my friends, I know you have several in your district, but I always send them to Greenbrier because that's where Tanya and Marilyn are. And they give great service.
Yeah, Tanya and Marilyn are both assistant managers in my store in Greenbrier.
Mhm.
But don't forget, I have 3 other stores here in the city.
That's true.
Stonecrest Mall in Lithonia, Fayetteville Pavilion in Fayetteville, and Camp Creek Marketplace. So we have 4 stores here in the metro part of Atlanta.
Yeah, Camp Creek. That's another good one that I tend to go to as well. So let me ask you. He told me not to call him Mr. Sanders. So Big Mike, how in the world did a man like you end up working in women's fashion?
Well, it was an opportunity to be a part of something that was great. I really didn't look at it as because I'm a man that I'm in women's clothing. I looked at it as an opportunity to come work for a company that stands for something.
Okay.
And I enjoy what I do.
So what do you think makes Ashley Stewart makes it different from any other stores that cater to the plus size woman?
Well, I think it's the atmosphere that my managers create. Our CEO believes in kindness,
Okay.
and that's what he preaches to us: is being kind to your customer, being kind to your associate, and just allow her to come in and be comfortable and shop and have fun and let her hair down and not feel that she's under a time constraint to shop. I see customers in stores all the time, and they're in there for 2-3 hours, and then if I'm here in the city of Atlanta and I go to another store, I'll see them in that store that same afternoon. So it's just allowing them to have fun and enjoy themselves.
So, have you always been in retail?
I have. I've been in retail almost 30 years now.
Okay. So, have you ever done anything other than women's clothing?
I have. I spent a lot of years in specialty retail of footwear.
Okay. Do you find it easier to promote this line or this type of clothing versus the footwear?
I really don't look at it as one way or the other. It's, I go in stores, I make sure that they look good, I make sure that they are ready for customers, I make sure that my staff, they are customer centric, and that they're ready to have fun, and that my managers create that kind of environment where customers are happy to be there, as you are.
Okay. So, what are some things that you do to attract new customers?
Well, we do a lot of different marketing, use a lot of marketing platforms such as LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook. We do sip-in shops typically once a quarter. Right now, our CEO, James Ree, is on a college tour where he's teaching a class of money and life. And then also, too, we are having a Finding Ashley Stewart tour, which is through different cities across the United States where we're looking for models to come and have fun and spend the day with us. And we'll have our tour here in Atlanta at Stonecrest Mall in July.
All right, all right. You and I, we were talking earlier about Ashley Stewart, and when I went on the website, I told you I noticed some things that were new to me, but that I really liked seeing. And it had something to do with how you all are active in the communities where people come and patronize you at. And tell us a little bit about how you all go about contributing to the communities of the people that you serve.
Well, we like to be a part of the community, and we expect our managers, our district managers, to give back through sip-in shops, through grassroots events. Myself, even as a district manager, I taught a class at Savannah State University on LinkedIn and leadership to some seniors and juniors. So it's just having an opportunity to give back to the community and feel like you've been a part of something.
Okay. And one thing I noticed on your website was you all were partnered with the Welfare to Work program, which is something I know all too well because when I was on welfare, I went through that program to get my job. And to know that a company that I love, a company that gets the bulk of my pay, is, supporting programs that are helping to empower women like me, I like that. So I'm going to continue to bring you my pay.
Well, thank you.
And I just want to let you know I appreciate that. I mean, when you go on people's websites, and I'm always telling people this, if you do some reading, do some researching, you can find some things out about companies that you never knew, whether it's good or bad, And luckily with Ashley, I found a lot of great things that they do. Let me ask you this. Does Ashley have any upcoming events, anything that people need to know about that's about to be happening soon?
Absolutely. Our first event is this Saturday at Greenbrier Mall. We'll be hosting a fashion show that I think you'll be emceeing, right?
Yes, I will. So y'all better come on out there. I'll be the MC of this event. Yeah! Miss Queen gonna be in the building.
So we're very excited about that. And then this summer, as I said earlier, Finding Ashley will be in Stonecrest Mall this summer. So come out and visit us. Go onto our website and sign up to be a model, hopefully.
All right. And he talked about being a model. I've often modeled for Ashley Stewart, and it's a great experience. And it really makes you feel like part of the family when you go into your local Ashley Stewart stores and the managers see something in you and say, hey, would you like to be one of our models for our fashion show? It definitely can be a confidence booster for somebody. So I thank you for that. I thank the managers at the stores for that because you just never know what a person is going through. And every time I walk in there, they're playing such cool music. And I don't even want to leave. I'm in there singing and dancing and swiping the card at the same time. You done forgot how much you're spending because you're in there. You're feeling good. And at the sip-in shops that you guys have,
Yes.
Those are awesome. When I tell you I'm an Ashley Stewart family member, I'm a member of the family. Call me Miss Quinn Stewart because I love this store. Let me ask you this. And I'm going to switch lanes a little bit and get into working for Ashley.
Okay.
If somebody watching were interested in possibly joining your team, tell us what are you looking for in a potential employee?
Well, I'll tell you what I look for when I sit down and interview candidates. I look for energy. I look for excitement. I look for passion to want to help customers, to want to be able to be a part of what we do in our stores. So those things are very important to me, and they have to be kind. And I can tell that when I sit down and talk to someone if they're kind or not. And that's what my managers look for as well. How do they fit on the team? How do they support one another? And just can they be kind? We use that word a lot.
Okay. So are there any growth opportunities for somebody that joined your team?
Absolutely.
Growth opportunities within the store, within the company?
Absolutely. We always look to promote from within.
Okay.
That's the best because they already know what we do.
Right.
And but not that we don't look to the outside, but we definitely look to grow from within and grow our people.
And I did notice on your website that you guys do a lot of hiring from within the communities where the stores are located. And that's fantastic because for somebody who may live close by, they won't have a problem getting to work every day.
No, absolutely, because when I'm in stores every day, I'm looking to recruit my customers.
Okay.
Because you already love the
I like
product.
that.
So when you love the product, it's easy for you to sell the product as well.
That's right. I agree with that. You're right about that. You said a mouthful just then. You're so smart. Oh, my God. So let me ask you this. If somebody was watching right now and wanted to know about Ashley and your fabulous pieces, how can they learn more about you?
Well, go to ashleystewart.com. You'll find us there. And visit any of our 4 stores here in the city. Check us out on Instagram, Facebook, and on LinkedIn.
So for now, and y'all know me, everybody watching, y'all know I'm going to ask him. Now, if somebody were to come in Ashley Stewart this evening and say, I saw that man on the Q-tip. He said if I come in here and say I saw him, I can get.
I do have some coupons.
Oh, all right.
So after the show, if anyone would like some coupons, I do have some in my pocket.
Yeah, I know we got to have something for the people, right? All right. So we're going to take a quick break, and we're going to come back with more with Mr. Michael Sanders and my favorite store, Ashley Stewart. Be right back.
On the Q-tip with Miss Quinn, where she'll be keeping you in the know. Tune in every Thursday at 5 p.m. Watch us on waen-tv.com or Facebook Live /Studio 21 Media. To be a guest on the show, a member of the live studio audience, promote your product or services, contact Quintasha at 404-454-9347. On the Q-tip with Miss Quinn, where she'll be keeping you in the know. Tune in every Thursday at 5 p.m. Watch us on waen-tv.com or Facebook Live /Studio 21 Media. To be a guest on the show, a member of the live studio audience, promote your product or services, contact Quintasha at 404-454-9347.
All right, we are back, and we still have the man behind the woman, Mr. Ashley Stewart. I'm sorry, I'm just kidding. Mr. Michael Sanders, representing Ashley Stewart Clothing Stores. Mr. Sanders, I have a flyer here, and I wanted you to tell us a little bit more about this event Saturday.
Okay. So our event this Saturday at Greenbrier Mall is for a simplistic, restored living. And we just like for you to bring out some gently used clothing to give to some people that could use a hand in the community. It would be awesome if you could do that. The time is from 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. But if you can't make it by 4 p.m., stop by our store and ask for one of the managers, and I'm sure they'll be able to help you as well as if you were at the fashion show.
And the organization that they're collecting the clothing for, Simplistic Restored Living, the young lady, Miss Sonietta, she has been a guest here on this show, and her organization provides assistance to people needing help with paying their utility bills, with paying their rent, with getting some food. So Sonietta is doing some great things in the community. So come on out for the event on Saturday. We're going to have lots and lots and lots and lots of vendors there, jewelry vendors, clothing vendors, I think food vendors. vendors with lots of useful and helpful information. So come on out and take advantage of this. Going to have a live band, a great, fabulous mistress of ceremonies. I mean, I'm just saying because I know her personally. And an awesome DJ, and not to mention the models will be featured in some of Ashley Stewart's spring collections. So you don't want to miss that. I'm going to make sure I got my debit card so that I can go on around to the store and purchase whatever I see that I like, which will probably be everything from every model. I told Mr. Sanders I just want to work on Sundays only at the store, and they don't have to pay me in money, pay me in clothing. So I'm really excited about the event on Saturday. So I want everybody watching to come on out, support our local stores, support the people that's modeling, support the vendors, because we have to look out for one another, okay? So at this time, Mr. Michael Sanders, do you have anything else you'd like to share with our viewers?
No, I appreciate the opportunity to come on your show.
Okay.
And talk about the company that I work for, and we look forward to you visiting our stores.
I'll be there when the show is over at 6. So we're going to take a quick break, and we have a very special guest here with us this evening. He's no stranger to On the Q-Tip. He's been here several times. He's a part of the family. We're going to have him to come up and give us a little bit of entertainment. You guys do not want to miss this. He is here, and we will have him on live as soon as we come back from this next break. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
On the Q-Tip with Miss Quinn, where she'll be keeping you in the know. Tune in every Thursday at 5 p.m. Watch us on waen-tv.com or Facebook Live /Studio 21 Media. To be a guest on the show, a member of the live studio audience, promote your product or services, contact Quintasha at 404-454-9347. On the Q-Tip with Miss Quinn, where she'll be keeping you in the know. Tune in every Thursday at 5 p.m. Watch us on waen-tv.com or Facebook Live /Studio 21 Media. To be a guest on the show, a member of the live studio audience, promote your product or services, contact Quintasha at 404-454-9347.
All right, we are back, and I told you guys I had a special treat for you, and he is here with us again today, Mr. Middlebrooks. Mr. Middlebrooks is a poet. He's an author. He's a musician. I mean, you name it. He's a father. He's a grandfather. He's just an awesome guy. He's so talented, and every time he's here, I give him an opportunity to recite one of his pieces for us because they're so funny and they're so good, and I just love them, and that's what it's about, us giving people an opportunity to showcase whatever their talents are, and that's what we want to do here. So without further ado, I'm going to let Mr. Middlebrooks have the stage.
All right. Thank you very much. Hello, everybody. First of all, let's give our host a hand. She's a fantastic host. She is a fantastic host. I have loved this lady ever since I met her. I mean, she don't meet any strangers, and she's just She's just wonderful, and I can appreciate that. But I'm going to recite this piece of poetry I have that my daughter loves. And it's called The Dog and Cat Discussion. It's about, it's a rendition of how I think animals think about mankind. So, a couple of days ago, I was out walking. And as I rounded the corner, I heard this dog and cat talking. Now, you know how the cat is always so cool. I overheard her say, Fido, man is a fool. Now, God created him over me and you, but there's not anything that man won't do. You're absolutely right, said Fido, wagging his tail. I think man eventually is going to end up in hell. It truly is hard being his best friend. He's not even loyal to his next of kin. I don't understand the minds of men. Even though they were born into sin, but then so was I as well as you, but the dumb actions of men we never do. You're right, said the cat, I do agree. And they have the nerve to discuss you and me. Fighting like cats and dogs, making accusations like that. I can't ever remember when a dog fought a cat. Neither can I, said Fido the dog. I can't remember a time at all. As a matter of fact, said the dog to the cat, we have better things to do than that. With my infinite hearing, especially at dark, I notify my master with an alarming bark. In case something's happening, he can't hear or see because he's either on the phone or he's watching TV. Yes, said the cat, and I'm roaming the house, maintaining surveillance over that little gray mouse who's been nibbling on cheese and crackers, and food like that. This signifies a need for me as a cat. Right again, said Fido the dog, and I'm always happy with the walk-off ball he throws to me. He think I can't catch, but I'm off and running, and right away I fetch. Yes, said Sam Cat as she lay in the sun, and playing with this ball of string. Oh, it's lots of fun, but nothing ever really satisfies man. He complains and destroys as much as he can. And he never does anything really exciting. He's either stealing or killing or fussing and fighting. He pollutes the planet with factories and cars, and he put holes in the ocean, searching for oil. And to be truthfully honest, he already has what he needs, but he gropes and he grapples to fill his never-ending greed. Then they both turn to me, shaking their heads. Yeah, we certainly do hope you heard what we said. And we're not the only ones with thoughts like these. The birds and the bees, the creatures in the seas, the denizens of the forest, and all other species. And that flock of geese that you see in migration. They're the watchful eyes of God's creation. You appear amazed, as if you don't understand. Well, we are totally confused with the actions of man. We're sorry you had to hear it from a dog and a cat, but we depending on you to run and tell that. So go ahead, tell all your friends you talk to every day. Tell them exactly what we had to say. And with those last words, they started to depart. Folks, believe me when I tell you, it lay heavy on my heart. I was really impressed with that dog and that cat. Never had I heard a discussion like that. But the message was clear, and in sharing with you, I'm doing exactly what they requested me to. But now the moral of the story should be obvious to you, that we as human beings have lots to do. And just you remember, as we continue to scream and shout, all the animals of the world are checking us out. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Did you want me to do the sequel to this?
Yes, I do.
Okay, well,
I like the sequel.
I'm going to do the sequel to this. Many people haven't heard the sequel.
That's right.
You remember the story about the dog and cat. Now, I got just a little bit more to add to that. I was riding my bike the other day, and I ran into them again along the way. And they approached me slowly and appeared to grin. Then asked emphatically, where have you been? We thought you were angry as we walked away because we discussed our opinions of man that day. We didn't mean to appear arrogant to you, but we were chosen by the council and instructed what to do. And really, really close friends of man, we agreed we would deliver the message the best we could. And you seem to be a man about time, one who seems to really get around, and one who could deliver our message for us with obvious fanfare and achieve results. Did you tell your friends what we asked you to? Or do we have to reiterate our message to you? Well, calmly said I, as a matter of fact, I told all whom I knew of a discussion between the dog and the cat. And they were truly amazed, I must agree. And by the time I was finished, they was in disbelief and just could not believe that you guys had thoughts like that, especially coming from a dog and a cat. who reside in their homes and walk by their sides and gets in their cars and is taken for a ride, especially you, Fido, sitting in the front seat with your ears flagging in the wind and you're showing all your teeth, sitting up there all dog erect, secured by a seatbelt. Why haven't you told your master how you felt? And you, Sam Cat, being stroked on her lap, so comfortable you literally take a cat nap lying around on the couch while crackers and cheese are being consumed by that little mouse as you get your Z's. That same little mouse you claim you keep surveillance on is eating crackers and cheese while you lying all prone. So it's time y'all told your masters what you think. Don't make me out to be your fiend. And let me be clear, and I don't mean to scoff, but Fido and Sam, y'all begin to piss me off. And I delivered your message, and I agree with you that we as human beings do have lots to do. But don't depend on me or anybody else. Just stand on your own 4 feet. Speak for yourself. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Mr. Middlebrooks, he never lets me down. I love this guy.
Thank you very much, y'all.
So, Mr. Middlebrooks, he does a lot of different events around the city of Atlanta. So, Mr. Middlebrooks, if anybody needed to book you to come and talk about the dog and the cat, how can they reach you?
Well, they can reach me at GeraldM227@gmail.com. That's GeraldM227@gmail.com. And also, you could call me at 404-396-8799. 404-396-8799. I wouldn't charge you very much either. Thank you very much.
All right. Well, that's all the time we have for today. I want to thank my guest, Mr. Joe Saxby with Lab Tests to Go. Also, Mr. Michael Sanders with Ashley Stewart. Yes, yes, yes. And you guys don't forget to come out Saturday to Greenbrier Mall for this fashion show. We're going to have some really, really nice pieces they're going to be modeling. And we need you guys to fill these seats up. So come on out. It's from 2 to 4 at Greenbrier Mall in front of Macy's. And thank you, Mr. Middlebrooks, for coming. You know you're always welcome. This is my daddy, y'all.
Well, thank you. Thank you very much.
This is my daddy. Not my real daddy, but this is my daddy.
Yeah.
All right. So thank you guys for tuning in today. We'll see you next Thursday right here at On the Q-Tip.